Welcome, everybody. Let's see if we can get the technicalities worked out here. Thank you for joining my 50th birthday party. I'm not going to be doing a lot of the talking tonight for once, but thank you for joining me near and far. Friends from all over the United States, Canada, maybe other locations, at least one in Mexico or two. And just thanks so much, everybody, for being here. I might come on at the end if I'm roasted really badly and defend myself, but probably not. We got a lot of great videos, too. So I'm going to turn it over to one of my favorite people. I hope he takes it easy on me tonight. My older brother, Big Dan. He's my godfather and one of my 6 brothers and sisters. So, Big Dan, I'll throw it over to you, buddy.
Whew. Good evening. Welcome to the virtual 50th birthday roast and toast for the legendary, in his own mind, Mr. Steve Melia. Thanks for joining us tonight as we celebrate the magic moment in these uncharted waters. Please raise your glass, if you have one, to wish a happy birthday to my brother Steve. Happy birthday, Steve. Oh, you have one. Good. Sorry about that. My name is Dan Melia, and Steve is my baby brother and godson. Steve reluctantly asked me to be the MC tonight. He really wanted to do it himself, but after all his efforts in organizing and promoting his own event tonight, or roast as he calls it, he decided to reach out to me and ask me to take over. Well, I don't know about you, but I had about 20 other things I wanted to do on the first Friday night in June in the summer of 2020. But family is family, and here I am. So I decided to host this event. And even if I wasn't hosting this event, I'd rather have root canal without Novocaine than being here tonight. But here I am with my brother, Steve. So the evening's going to roll like this. I'm going to introduce several speakers. We'll have a couple of videos put together by Mary Beth and played. My brother Mike will take over for the second set of the event. So Steve wants us to be like a concert. I don't know why. It's a roast and toast, as he says. Anyway, we have a few different crowds here tonight. We have his family and friends. We have his Legal Shield family, who he's very proud of and very close with. We have his college slugs. We have his prison buddies. We have his ex-wife, his ex-girlfriends, his current girlfriend, and probably his soon-to-be ex-girlfriend. I want to give a special thanks to Mary Beth for all her technical assistance. She knows how to do all this stuff. This is kind of new to me, but I'm happy to be here. So sit back, grab a drink, and enjoy the show. Before I introduce our first speaker, I have a few ground rules to go over. Steve must be on mute. Do we think that can happen? Anybody want to make a side bet? Don't for a second let the truth get in the way of a good roast. You, the roaster, have to be funny. If you kiss up to Steve or mention what a great guy he is or anything like that, your segment will be immediately terminated. If you think I am funny so far, hit the thumbs up button on your device. That's the button. I don't know where it is, but give the thumbs up button, right? Reminder, this is a roast, not a eulogy. That is probably the next thing Steve will be organizing at his age. You better get working on it. So, without any further ado, our first speakers tonight are the 2 people responsible for the life of Steve Melia. Please welcome Ann and Dan Melia.
We're visiting from heaven for your 50th birthday celebration.
Your mother would go to heaven, and yes, believe it or not, I got there too.
We love roasts, though, and we wanted to be part of it, so here we are.
Remember when you were, remember when your mother told me that she was pregnant with you? She was hysterical. She swore off drinking, like that's what caused the pregnancy.
We were pretty old when you were born, Steve, and we were pretty tired, too. If anyone wants to know why you turned out like you did, tell them Mike raised you.
Remember when you were a New York Mets fan, Steven? And you got arrested at Shea Stadium? The Mets kicked you off the fan list. They said, go be a Yankee fan. So you did.
I'm sorry that you always had hand-me-down clothes, Steve, especially when they were Eileen and Mary's.
You still afraid of heights, young man? I remember when you were at Mary's apartment in New York City and you wouldn't go over to the window. That first floor was not that high.
And remember one more thing, Steve. Remember when you had that girl in your bed one Sunday morning when I came into your room to get my church clothes? I knew she was there. And wasn't she my friend from bingo?
When you told me you were going to go to all 162 Yankee games, I'm sorry I called you an idiot. I thought you already knew that.
Hey, Steve, I heard you and Kim got divorced. I knew she loved our family so much, and I guess you figured out that she could still have us without being married to you. Smart girl.
You know, Steve, you were never quite the athlete that Danny was, or that Eileen was, for that matter.
And I see you've become very successful with Legal Shield. Have you run out of relatives yet?
Steve, Jim and I golf every day up here and love every minute of it. But you know, one of the best things about being in heaven, Steve, I don't have to golf with you anymore.
Stephen, you'll always be my youngest and my baby. And oh, how I loved you. No comparison, though, to my sonny boy, Tommy. Yes, he was the favorite. Please invite me to his roast. Happy birthday, Stephen, and keep up the good work,
whatever that is.
Okay.
Hey, Dan, we're going to go to a quick video.
Wait, it's me. Hey, everybody. It's my turn, I think. So hi, everybody. I'm Steve's sister, the oldest of all the kids. You probably wouldn't have guessed that, so I'm glad I clarified it. So happy birthday, Steve. 50 years old. I'm so happy to be here. Those years have gone by so quickly. And I remember when you were born, everybody thought I was your mother. Just because Mom was 40 and she sent me away to college that year. Upon my return, we had a baby in the house. Well, let's put those rumors to bed. I had a DNA test, and guess what? You and I are not related. I so wanted another sister, though, when you were born. I think that's how you got so many of your effeminate ways. Effeminate ways, he says? Come on, how many manis and petties have we had together? I had to draw the line, though, when you wanted to go to my makeup artist. I look back to 1992. Remember that, Steve, when I asked you to come to my home in New Jersey for a visit? I didn't mean 10 years. And boy, those were the days. I laugh and often cry when I remember our times in that New Jersey house. You were building a business, you told me, for many, many years. How about when I came home and the house phone was shut off because you're in the picture, because you and Mike didn't pay the bill? Or when I was in collections with American Express, you used my card and couldn't pay it off. Please pay it now. They're still calling me. And how about the time you took my son Matthew to the New York Jets game? After the game, you couldn't find where you parked the car. So you had to wait for the whole stadium and the parking lot to empty out so you could find the car. You came in at 2 a.m. with a 7-year-old in the winter in New Jersey. Matt is still defrosting. Steve, you always gave the best Christmas gifts to us. I'm so appreciative. Please, though, no more of the books you wrote. I have 14. So, Stephen, I have heard people say that you are self-centered and an egomaniac. Boy, I've never seen that side of you. Did you say that you planned this whole roast yourself? I'm so proud of the man that you have become, though. I can't imagine how hard it is to be the youngest of 7, all of those siblings telling you what to do. I never remember a time, though, when you listened to any of us. Stephen, one of the funniest things about you, you are in my generation, but you always hang out with the nieces and nephews. You pretend that you're their ages. Now that you belong to AARP and you're a senior citizen, I think that has to stop. We want you back into our age group. You're welcome, nieces and nephews. One of the fun times, remember this one, in the Bahamas with our spouses, they swam with the dolphins, and you and I were in the baby swimming pool with the goldfish. Those little kids wouldn't stop laughing at us. Tonight, everyone will hear those negative, embarrassing, crazy things you've done in your 50 years on Earth. I want to tell them that you do have a wonderful side, too. We know it doesn't show often, but I'm here to tell them to watch closely. You can be kind, generous, giving, caring, loving, sensitive, loyal. Really, I saw that once. So happy birthday, my little bro. Stay the boy, I mean man, you are today, and I won't even hold that against you. Love you, man. Happy birthday. Here's my better half.
Go, Steve. For those of you who may not know me, I'm Berger, Steve's brother-in-law. You know, Steve, I'm not an astronaut, but I'm pretty damn sure the Earth revolves around the sun and not you, but a bing. When we were all living together back in the day, I was a little concerned that as you and Mike were building your business, you worked and slept together in the big room upstairs. That's true brotherly love, I guess. You know, Steve, I hear at Legal Shield, people will follow you anywhere, but purely out of morbid curiosity. Remember when Brett Gardner saw you at the hotel and told his wife, that's him? You thought he said, that's the 162 guy. What he was really saying was, he's really that stalker that's wanted in multiple states. You know, Steve, everyone brings happiness into a room. We all do when we enter, and you do when you leave. Bada bing. Remember when we coached basketball for the West Orange Juice traveling basketball team? Those guys wanted to thank you tonight for your great leadership back then. But unfortunately, most of them are incarcerated or in rehab. It's truly amazing, Steve. My phone battery actually lasts longer than most of your relationships. Steve, you've come to a lot of don't laugh. You've come to a lot of smart decisions later in life. The Yankees versus the Mets, the Dead versus Barry Manilow, Legal Shield versus walking a dog for that horrible woman. Maybe you are getting smarter as you age, but given some other decisions, maybe not. Remember, I don't know who told you to be yourself. Bottom line, whoever did that gave you really bad advice. Happy birthday, bro. Really do love you.
Hi, Steve. This is Hall of Famer Mariano Rivera. How are you? Steve, I wanted to wish you a happy 50th birthday. Man, you're catching up, brother. And I remember, man, that play time in Anaheim. We played pool. So I'm here at the church.
Well, a little technical difficulty for that one. Steve, the 162 games still amazes me. Back when you were a kid, we couldn't get you to go to 12 Little League games. You wouldn't come out of your room. So, Steve, you have to go to the game. You wouldn't even come out. But anyway, at this time, our next speaker is going to be a good friend of mine, a guy I always like to hang around with. In the Melia circles, he's commonly known as the brother from another mother, Mr. Chip Humphrey.
All right, how's everybody doing? Happy birthday, Steve. Look good, great to see you. And for everybody that doesn't know me, I'm Chip Humphrey. I am the brother from the other mother. And although Mrs. Melia did say that I have permission to say that I'm one of the Melia family. So that goes way back. Okay. And I will tell you, we have a lot in common, Steve and I. We're both 7-3s, which is from the Print survey. And 7-3 means your major is enjoy life and be happy. And your minor is to succeed and achieve. And so we're very similar in those aspects. We have a lot in common. 7-3s are high energy go-getters, constantly looking for new ways to enjoy life, quick-witted, enthusiastic, can captivate any audience with their many stories and tales. And that's certainly true for Steve. And, you know, when I first met these guys, or met Steve and Mike, you know, I was wondering, did I join the right team? You know, how are these guys? And I remember back in the beginning when they started having success in TPN, the People's Network, they were on a magazine spread. And the picture on the magazine was them standing on the Brooklyn Bridge. Remember that, with the umbrella, looking very dapper. And the title of the spread was, "Do you know how to meet girls?" I was like, wow, I like these guys. Do you know how to meet? It wasn't how to build a business. It wasn't how to build a big network. It was that, do you know how to meet girls? And Steve certainly knows how to meet girls. I think he thinks he's black, actually, at least from the waist down. I think he thinks he's black. He's met some nice women too. He's had, I mean, we know all the, you know, Aisha, sweet as a peach, right? We all know that. Kim, fine and still fine. Okay. And by the way, I, quote, discovered Kim. I remember Mike and I and Steve were walking through the convention center, and there was a dance party, there was a party going on hard. And Kim was doing the worm across the dance floor in a mini skirt. And just, I was like, whoa, 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 we got one over here. Look at this. And with class. Okay, yeah, I got one more thing about Kim. We'll get back to Kim. And then Mary Beth, what can I say? Independent trailblazer, doing her thing, always looks great. Although I have seen her in some embarrassing moments as well. And we may hear about that too. I'm a little nervous, to be honest with you, because I have a tendency to just say what I think, and that can get me in trouble sometimes. So, you know, when I first met Steve, you know, I worked at the high school, and I used to do business briefings at the high school. And I remember he came into my office one time, and we were talking, and I was an assistant principal, and I said, you know what, you know, you went to the high school. I wonder if your records are still in the books, you know, because I didn't think they were. He graduated years and years before I got there. So I looked in the discipline records, and sure enough, Steve Melia's name came up. I was like, holy mackerel, look at this. And then I saw there was a record of an offense. I was like, what is this? And I opened it up. And I'll tell you, now, you know, I'm a professional, so I can't tell you what I saw on the record. That would be a violation of student privileges and privacy laws. But I will tell you that right there in my office, Steve admitted that he got caught in school with a case of beer in his car, and he got suspended from school for 10 days. I was like, oh, my boy. Yeah. That's where I think he started to learn how to party like a rock star. Okay. But I think that's also where the beginning, some of his experiences with getting kicked out of places may have begun. Because I know he has a history of getting kicked out or getting kicked off of some things. I think there was a cruise that he went down. I think it was in Mexico from California. I believe I was on this cruise. I get myself confused, and I'm glad this isn't about me. This is about Steve. But he's one of the few people I've known to go to one country on a cruise ship and fly home. I mean, most people take the boat there and back, but he's managed to, on a couple of times. I know he was in the Bahamas, and he was doing some investigative reporting or something, and he decided to meet the local authorities, and I'm not sure what happened on that one too. I'm not sure if he came back on that boat or not either. Okay. And then, that's just a couple. There was the hotel at the Sheraton in Oklahoma City. Okay, he may be one of the few platinums that has actually been kicked out of the host hotel at a convention. That's right. Now, that may be, I believe it was no fault of his own. And I believe the person that was the culprit may be speaking next. I'm not sure. My memory fails me sometimes. But not only was he kicked out of the hotel, but he was asked not to come back to the host hotel. I think the Melia family was banished from that one. I don't know. But it's a good thing he's got good partners. I could say that because they have his back. And that's one of the things I like best. So, you know, Steve's got some of the best facial expressions. And if you look at him, he's got some classic facial expressions. When I first met him, I thought he looked like Alfred E. Newman, you know, because the ears stick out so much. But, you know, when he was, and some of these facial expressions I may not have seen, but there's some classic ones. This is a good one. He had a 162 tour alert when it almost ended. This is in Tampa, New York versus Tampa. Okay. and everything was good. We were, just like I went over to see this game with him and Mary Beth and a couple other people. We're drinking before the game. We're hanging out. We're partying. The only difference was I think I had some peanut butter that a friend of mine from Denver sent me, and I don't know, but without going into much detail, we get to the game, and Mary Beth decided to get very personal with Steve, and out in the left field, she just spilled her guts to him. I mean, she was very emotional, and she just poured it all out. All out, all over the table and everything. I mean, and his face, you should have seen Steve's face. I felt bad for him. I did feel bad for him. I felt bad for her, actually. I was laughing at him because his face looked classic. He was disgusted, but he was looking at her. And I was a nice guy. I love Mary Beth, and I did not take pictures that night, but I do regret not taking the pictures. Okay. Let's see where I am here. He was totally disgusted. And like I said, I regret not taking the pictures that night. The other night, 162 tour alert, and I wish I could have. Boy, we would have all loved to have been a fly on the wall for this one. This is when the tour almost ended. I'm gonna tell you, this is a dedicated guy. He makes things happen. Okay, so they went to the game in Tampa, and I'm not even sure who won the game, but they were partying that night. They went out to a Hooters, or they went out to a restaurant, they went out to a club, they went somewhere, and they were having a good time. And the next day, they had to be at the game in Philly. Okay, because it was a rain out or something. They had to be in Philly, so they were catching a flight, but the flights were postponed, and then they ended up having to take a fly to New York and take rent a car. It was a big deal, right? But he's they're in this club, and all of a sudden he's leaving, and he doesn't have his wallet. He's like, oh my gosh, panic sets in, and he's like, I'm not leaving. So they said, well, we'll look for your wallet, and they look for the wallet. They don't find. He says, no, I'm going to find my wallet, and somehow his wallet ended up in some back dimly lit room. With the music softly playing, stuffed down in the couches. I have no idea how it got down there, but I'd love to have been a fly on the wall to hear that music. That was one of, and here's another panic look. This is when I got him really good. This was a good one. This was a classic one. We were in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, at the Olympics, and we're walking into the event. All the platinums: Jeff Bell, Colleen, Darnell, Mike Humes. They remember this. They saw this. Steve's walking up in front of me. And he's got these baggy Grateful Dead pants on or something, but he's got his passport and his ticket sticking out, like just asking for somebody to take it. And I thought the best way to teach him not to carry his stuff like that was to pickpocket him. So I pickpocketed his passport and his ticket. And when I let him know that, when I said about 5 minutes later, hey, everybody get your tickets ready, we're almost there. And then he realized, he panicked. He was like, and he looks around and he starts, and I was like, and then I very quickly let him know I said, I got it. And he didn't like that. He punched me right in the chest. And gosh, I'm like, what am I going to do? Start a fight with my platinum now at the Olympics? No. But Darnell did say somebody didn't read their 10 pages that day. Personal development. And the Melias like to gamble too. Steve loves to gamble. And I like to gamble. I don't gamble with Mike anymore because I've lost too much money. But I love to play Steve in tennis and beat him in tennis. But backgammon is my favorite thing. Okay, we were playing backgammon the other day at my house, and we got out of control. And I'm winning a lot of money. I'm winning like $500. And all of a sudden, Steve looks up at me and goes, hey, which way am I going? I'm like, oh, this is too much fun. This is too easy. He doesn't even know which way he's going. Next thing he said was, what was that? And I said, what? He said, it sounded like somebody yelled for help. I said, yeah, that's going to be you in about 10 minutes. Well, anyway, long story short, we're still looking forward to finish that backgammon game. To wrap this up, recently, I know he got sick. He was not feeling very well. Thank God it wasn't the COVID. It was strep throat, I believe. And I called Mary Beth, and I was talking to her because I was concerned. And she says, I have to go out and get take his temperature. And, I said, well, when you go out, make sure you go out and get some KY jelly and the biggest rectal thermometer you can find to come back. And Steve and I think a lot because she said right before she left the apartment, he said, and don't even think about coming back here with a rectal thermometer. So we think a lot. And there's some other episodes I would love to go into, but I know better. I just can't say it. What I will say is, though, I love you like a brother from another mother. And what I love about you is your relationship with Mike, the way you have each other's back, and also just the love that the Melia family portrays, your family and the extended Melia family. So happy birthday, buddy, and back to you guys.
Hi, Steve. This is Hall of Famer Mariano Rivera. How are you? Steve, I wanted to wish you a happy 50th birthday. Man, you're catching up, brother. And I remember, man, that play time in Anaheim. We played pool. So I'm here at the church praying for you, Steve. I mean, we opened up the church today, and it's a blessing day, man. So I'm happy for you guys that the Lord has blessed you to be able to have a 50th birthday. Amazing. Thank you for being that great person, a great Yankee fan. And take care, my brother. I love you. I respect you. And again, happy 50th birthday. Bye-bye.
That was great. Thank you, Mariana. Steve had it tough growing up as the youngest in an Irish Catholic family of 7. He tried hard to be a baby boomer, but he did not fit in. Then, he really is a Gen X, and he tried doing that Gen X stuff. That did not work out so good for him. So he tried being a millennial, and much to the dismay of his 21 nieces and nephew, he keeps trying to be a millennial. Next up, we have our good friend, Raleigh, who's going to sing us a song or two.
Steve, what's up? Hey, I'm down here in Austin. I met Steve and Mike 20 years ago, but 50 years ago right now, I had just graduated from high school. So that gives me a little perspective on 50 years there, brother. And so I know you're used to guys in their 60s with long gray hair. So here we go. I wanted to say a couple of things. One, the Sheridan incident in Oklahoma City, I wasn't there and that never happened. And B, I do believe that it was in an Austin motel room that we tipped the first domino on your first 162 trip. You might back me up on that little piece of trivia there. All right, so back in the old days, I got to know Mike and Steve and Kim when we went to some conventions for PPL back in the day. But you really get to know somebody in an exotic location like Cancun or perhaps Las Vegas or Oklahoma City for that matter. So we used to all like to stay up late and sing songs and act kind of crazy. So we did a few prepaid legal songs back in the day that will now be known as Legal Shield songs, if that's all right. Here we go. Have you ever been angry? Have you ever been scared? Have you ever been pulled over by a cop? Have you ever been hassled by some big old creepy dude? And no matter what you said, he just won't stop. Do you have a will? Is your Uncle Bill gonna leave you everything that he's got? Well, if he doesn't know, let you and me go and see if we can find out why not. He might need legal shield services to make sure that he gets treated right. Cause when you got a law firm in your pocket, you can call him in the middle of the night. Cause our lawyers, they got beepers on their jobbies. Our lawyers, they got beepers on their jobbies. All right, so I'm assuming anybody can hear me. Here we go again. This is a song that's a tribute to my boy Steve. And since I was born in Florida and everybody seems to be living down there now, I tried to give it a little bit of a swamp feel. So it goes like this. 30 ways in 30 days, he'll help you change your life. Built a business with his brother and the next that was his wife. They call him Steve Melia. He's like no other man I ever knew. They call him Steve Melia. He's a stand-up guy. He'll make you laugh until you cry. He's handsome and articulate. He's charming to a fault. He makes so much money that he keeps it in a vault. He went to every Yankee game at home and on the road. But his crush on Derek Jeter violates the true man code. They call him Steve Melia. You'll never have a friend that's quite as true. Yes, it's Steve Melia. He's a stand-up guy. There's 162 reasons why we love him so. All right, wait for it now. Late at night, he'll stay up and he'll tell you many jokes. And the more you sit and laugh with him, you know, the more that Stephen smokes. It's the legend of Steve Melia. He's like no other man I ever knew. He's known as Steve Melia. He's a stand-up guy. There's 42 more reasons why it's Steve that we adore. Who loves you, brother? Welcome to you.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday! My favorite thing to do with Mr. Steve is do obstacle courses. My favorite thing to do with you is go to the movies. My favorite thing to do was eat ice cream with you, Mr. Steve. Steve.
Hey Steve, our family appreciates you very much. We look forward to seeing you again soon, and we just wanted to wish you a very
happy birthday!
Hey, that was great. That is great. Brings a tear to my eye, that's for sure. So when Steve was young and we were growing up, I was a little confused when he was a kid. My mom often referred to him as Oops. It took me a while to figure out what that meant. She would say, Oops is sleeping, be quiet, don't wake him up. Oops this and oops that. The final straw was when she said, Oops, crapped in his diaper again. That was when Steve was 13. The last gig I will introduce is one for the ages. This will go down in Legal Shield and Melia family history as the segment not to be missed. The two main women in Steve's lives will be roasting him in a tell-all event. This is rumored to make the Jerry Springer show look like Saturday morning cartoons. Please welcome two of my favorite women, Kim and Mary Beth.
And I don't see Kim.
She's there.
I see you, but I don't. Hold on.
Your screen.
Okay, I'm here.
Okay,
Okay, I'm here.
can you see yourself?
Yeah.
Awesome. And can somebody give me the thumbs up if you can see all of us, including Kim?
Dan.
Oh, there we
There she
go.
is.
I see you now. Sorry, we're running a little slow on the technical side. Hi, Kim.
Hey. Hola.
Hola. So Kim and I have a special segment called Why Dating Steve Melia is Not a Thing for the Weak or Impatient. And one thing we can say, Steve, just to get started, is we both feel that you have amazing taste in women. But for those of you that don't know, Steve is a little sensitive. He is a Cancer, which means they're typically crabby and sensitive. So we'll try to take it a little easy on you, but Kim will get started.
All right. Well, nice outfit, Mary Beth, by the way.
Oh yeah,
I'm
you
not sure
too.
if you guys noticed. We have the same outfit on.
Twins.
Pretty cool. Happy birthday, Steve. And one of the things that I just wanted to, well, first of all, it's a little crazy that Mary Beth and I are doing this together, but we thought this would be the best way to get you. And one of the things that we argued a lot about when we were married was how much you touch yourself. Yes, in the private areas, especially when you're on stage at Legal Shield. We would get into arguments about this afterwards because we would talk about what could be better during the presentation. I would say, well, if you didn't touch yourself as much, that would probably look better to the audience members. I talked to Mary Beth about it. I said, I'm sure he'd stop doing that kind of stuff. And she said,
No, not at all. I think it's something that he does when he's nervous. But as a matter of fact, we went to a protest last week and we got on the news. Well, Steve got on the news. He was in the background. And what do you think he was doing on camera, on the news, in front of everybody? So I'm just going to play a real quick clip.
you gotta
You look in the
we were just talking about this.
Look in the top left corner. You'll see Steve at his finest. That's it. So yeah, he definitely still has this problem. I heard he was actually informed at a Legal Shield meeting at some point as well. So those of you that see Steve touch himself, just so you know, he's not a complete pervert. It's something he does when he's uncomfortable. So if you're a pretty girl or Derek Jeter, he's probably going to look at you and touch himself. It's just one of the things he does.
Glad you've improved over the years, Steve.
And to get started with our next segment,
What's that?
Go ahead.
To get started with the next segment, we're going to bring up someone else that Steve's dated in the past to give her insight on something that she felt was always an issue.
All right, so it's Kristen again, and I want to ask if anybody's talked about Steve's wardrobe and his clothes. I know personally, when I was dating him, he actually told me, I don't know if it's true or not, but I apparently went in his closet and tossed all of his clothes and got rid of them. And if you know Steve and you've seen him dress, I probably did the world a favor. Anyways, wonder what you're wearing now, Steve. Happy birthday.
That was great. So for those of you that don't know, that was actually Steve's college girlfriend way before me or Kim. And no, as a matter of fact, Kristen, he hasn't gotten any better at his dress. So we're just going to share a couple pictures.
No, I remember.
Go ahead, Kim.
I'm glad that you've got some photos. I don't have this photo, but Steve and I used to take tennis lessons a lot. And I wasn't sure when he came out to take a tennis lesson if it was a Halloween party we were going to or we were going to some kind of Richard Simmons aerobic class.
Oh, geez. Well, here's Steve last week.
Oh, geez, she's right.
This is at a protest. Look, she's looking at him like, I like the sun, but you came dressed like that. This is 2 days ago.
Look great.
And this is 1 week ago.
Yeah, it doesn't change much.
So they're just the recent ones that I have. The next topic, Kim, did you feel that he really just has no rhythm? Like, could Steve always not dance, or did he just lose rhythm as he got older?
No, he was completely offbeat. Doesn't matter where he was, what he was doing. But I feel like since he started going to Dead concerts, because we never did that, he might fit in there a little better with his offbeatness.
I think that I've seen him in action, and I honestly think that was his big attraction to the Dead, is he can dance the way he's always danced, and all of a sudden he fits in perfect.
Oh, I agree. Well, I will tell you though, one of the things that was hilarious when we split up, I don't know if hilarious is the right word about splitting up, but anyhow, is you came back to the house and you asked me how to do laundry. And I thought to myself, are you freaking kidding me? I spent 10 years and I didn't teach you anything. I didn't teach you how to do laundry and you still didn't know. You literally did not know what to do. And so you brought your laundry over, and as a nice ex-wife, I taught you how to do your laundry. So Mary Beth, I hope he still knows how to do his laundry and he's continuing to do that.
Kim, thank you. Thank you for teaching him that. He does do laundry on occasion. He's not allowed to fold the laundry, but he does do it, and I'm very appreciative of it. However, he still doesn't pick up after himself. I wish you could have told him that. I try to wake up about an hour before Steve every morning to literally pick up everything every day. So those of you that have kids probably understand what I mean. Nobody ever taught him to put his toys away when he's done. But it would be okay if he didn't do household chores, but knew like some of the man tasks that you should know. But anybody that knows Steve very, very well knows he can't even hold a screwdriver, probably can't change a tire. Kim, anything to add?
Doesn't know how to put up doesn't know how to take up garbage very well, doesn't know how to put up a pitcher. I picked a lot, but I think that's enough for now. Doesn't know how to check oil, put windshield wiper fluid in, drive. Oh, just, let me just say something really quickly. Like driving used to drive me crazy when he drove, because he's from Sebastian. I mean, he says he's from New York, but he's from Sebastian, Florida. And you thought the people who were 85 were tired driving slow. He is worse than that. And plus it was like this, and he was driving slow. I used to literally put my hand on his leg just to go faster.
Well, at least now he's finally at the age that it's acceptable. All right, let's go back to Kristen for our next topic.
All right, here's my last bit. Everyone knows Steve is a massive sports fan. And I was dating Steve when he was in college, and he went to Flagler College in San Augustine. So him and his buddies had a house pretty much right across the street from Anastasia Beach. Great location. I'm a beach girl. I used to visit Steve on the weekends, and every single weekend we sat inside and watched sports. Whether it was at his house, a bar, no matter, we were watching sports every weekend, and I got sick of it. And as a typical young girlfriend then, I started to complain. So Steve told me one day he was going to make me happy. We were not going to be inside all day watching sports. I pull up to his house, and what do I see? He has the TV and some lawn chairs set up outside to watch sports. Well done, Steve.
Well done, Steve. That's great.
Well, I know, Mary Beth, when I first met the family, started dating Steve, I didn't have a choice. I did have a choice. I could just not date him anymore, but I either became a Yankee fan or Met fan, or I just, didn't belong in the family. And so, of course, I chose the Yankee. I chose to be a Yankee fan. And it was a great experience. But now that I know that every single one of your girlfriends does this, Steve, I guess I wasn't so special after all.
I think it's that you either have to or it won't last long. But as many of you know, I ended up going to several games. I think you have to go to at least a few. I volunteered to go to 162 of them. So I definitely signed up for all the sports. What Steve didn't bargain for is that I now hold the world record of most Yankee games attended. Oops, sorry.
Oh, that's funny. Oh my goodness.
Too fun. Let's see.
Just a couple more things. Just a couple more, Steve.
Just a couple more. How about his ego, Kim? Has he always had such a big ego?
Yeah, I would say so. I'm just thinking that, he thought he was a badass, or I don't know if that's the right word for him, but he thought he was a badass. And growing up in Sebastian, and the biggest attraction is Ruby Tuesdays. And what else is there? Oh, bingo. Maybe Ruby Tuesdays and bingo. He's not such a badass after all. So I don't know why his ego's so big. Not sure.
He throws temper tantrums a lot too. Yeah. I remember one time we got in a really, really big fight, and through the makeup process, I said to him, I'm not saying you're narcissistic. However, sometimes you have narcissistic tendencies. And the best part was this was maybe a few days before a Legal Shield conference where he was actually speaking on stage. And he gets on stage talking about affirmations. And he says, and just so you know, if you happen to be somebody that has narcissistic tendencies, maybe you should cut back a little bit on your affirmations instead of, I am the best, I rule the world, I have it all. I am getting better every day would be a better option.
At least he's coachable. He listened to you.
True.
So
true.
I would say, you know, in Legal Shield, we do a lot of personal development, personal growth. And after 25 years of personal development, personal growth, you know, Steve is really good at helping me and coordinating events and stuff like this. But talk about temper tantrums. If you are the hotel attendant and you set up those chairs improperly on a different angle, you're missing 4 chairs, too many chairs, whatever, you are up for a fight or a lunatic, to be honest with you. So I don't know where the 25 years of personal growth came on that, but he does throw a temper tantrum, that's for sure.
And those of you that don't know, yeah, when Steve's mad, he goes all in. And what was really funny, we were watching one of our president's press conferences the other day. I'm sure many of you know Steve is a huge Trump fan. So as we're watching this press conference, one of the news reporters upset Trump with their question. And he goes, enough! And oh my gosh, that's exactly what Steve does. You'll be in the middle of it's not even an argument yet. You're not even yelling. You're talking maybe this loud and just saying how you feel and all in the middle of trying to talk. Enough! So yeah, you remind me a lot of Donald Trump. Better looking, much better looking.
All right. I think we have maybe 1 or 2, Mary Beth, that's it. I've got one really good story here, and I think we've got a good one here too. So we tended to go on cruises. Mary was talking about a cruise too that we went on, but we went on a cruise and we get off port. As a matter of fact, I said, you know what, I'm going to stick around here with my girlfriend Heidi. We're going to stay. And Steve decided to go off with a couple of friends. And one of the things that I made sure I said to him is, hey, you know, get back on time, be sure you're here and stay out of trouble. And we don't need to buy any more marijuana. And so what happened was he almost missed the cruise because I think maybe he was arrested with a couple of his friends. As a matter of fact, with my boyfriend right here sitting beside me and my ex, who, if they ever hang out, the last thing we need to do is know that they're hanging out getting arrested, or maybe Steve's going to prison. So that was an interesting story. Thanks, Steve.
He might have gotten arrested, but at least he made it back to the cruise on time. Chip hinted at this story a little bit earlier, but yeah, Steve actually went on a one-way cruise with me once. We took a cruise to Mexico, and I'd never even heard of this term before, but he got disembarked. And that basically means that the captain decides that you're no longer allowed on the ship, and you get left in Mexico to figure out your own way home.
Not such a bad place to be left.
No, but only Steve takes one-way cruises, I'm sure. And last topic, real quick, if we have enough time, I find it absolutely fascinating that Steve makes as much money as he does, and he's one of the cheapest people I have ever met.
He definitely is. I used to actually have a couple different bank accounts and credit cards he never knew about. And that's how I did a lot of my shopping. So Steve, I'm sorry, but I definitely hid a lot of stuff that I went shopping for from you. You would have never let me buy it.
Well, and the crazy part is, Kim, you and him are partners. So I don't know what Steve does with his money, but this is the house that Kim lives in. This is the resort that Kim's at right now. I'd say Kim's doing something right. Meanwhile, Steve and I go to Key West this weekend, and when we first get to the beach, I'm told, well, it's $10 to sit in a chair. Do you want to sit in a chair, or would you like a drink? I said, I'll take the drink, and I sit in the chair anyway. And at some point, I'm sitting here in the chair, and he goes, if they come over to charge for that, you're paying it yourself. And he sits here on the beach next to my chair because he refuses that he's going to pay the $10.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
Well,
I guess
that's
we gotta wrap up.
Yes.
Did you have anything else?
I just want to say thanks for being a great partner. Thanks for being a great ex-husband and a great friend. And happy 50th. It was fun to roast you, and most of it was serious.
Love you both. Bye.
Go back to
That was great. That was worth the price of admission, folks. Worth the price of admission. Those two ladies took you down, Steve. You have anything to say to them? Oh, you're muted still. You're muted. So I think we're going to go to a video now. I had a great time as the first set host, and brother Mike will be doing the second set. So I think once this video gets going, you won't have to put up with me anymore. Thank you very much, everybody. Let's give Steve a big round of applause. You've been a good sport so far.
Melia was at Flagler. Dude comes in, skinny guy, wearing mismatched shorts and shirt, and he looked like a walking IQ test. I was like, oh, geez. And he says, first thing he says to me is like, hey, you have a wire hanger? I just left my keys in the car. I was like, oh my gosh. I'll tell you, my first impression of that guy, dead on. Yeah, he was quite the ladies' man in college too. I remember one time we went back to his house down in Vero Beach for Thanksgiving. We went after dinner. We went to a bar, just a couple towns out, and he walks up to this girl sitting at the table. Mr. Magic propositions her, flatly turned down. He immediately looks at the chick sitting at the table right next to her, like the girl's friend. Drops the same line on her to the same effect, no doubt, right? I gotta give it to the guy. At least he's persistent, right? And after college, I try to help him out. I was helping him with his vocational endeavors, right? And I bought a case of Juke Cologne off of him back in 1992. I still got it. I'm saving it in case they close the liquor stores during this wave 2 of this pandemic. You know what I mean? And let's have something, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that satellite dish I bought from him sat in my garage for a year until I convinced my brother-in-law to tie it to the back of his car during a snowstorm one time. We rode that thing all over the neighborhood. Come to think of it, that was probably the best investment I made. Yeah. they did that comedy thing. Remember that? If you can call it comedy, right? The first night he was at this club in New York City called Don't Tell Mamas. Sorry. It should have been called Don't Tell Anybody. Because it would have saved him a lot of embarrassment, would have saved me at least $40. And I would have had a better New Year's Eve instead of sitting there listening to flat jokes all night, you know? Well, I'm kind of proud of him now, though. He's turning towards some political, you know, rallies. I see him at all these rallies and stuff. And, you know, I got to tell you, he doesn't fool me. I know he's only at these rallies to pick up girls. Where else does he have to go? They cancel all the high school graduations, you know what I mean? In fact, he probably saved a lot of money this year. He didn't have to buy a tux for the prom. Oh, I see that fire's dying down over there. You know what? I gotta go. I gotta bring. I'll bring some more books, honey. Don't worry about it. We'll light that fire back up.
Thank you.
These things burn like trash. Anyway, you guys have a good night. Thanks again for having me on. Peace, y'all. Happy birthday, bro. Later.
To my good friend Steve Melia. Happy birthday, brother. I am so grateful that I know you. That night in Charleston with Timmy Sherrill where we rocked it out, you just showed up. I'm so glad you did. I'm so glad I got to meet you. I think about that Yankees game we went to all the time, and man, I got so much appreciation for you. I can't wait to see you again. I hope you have a fantastic birthday, brother. You deserve it.
Well, hello, Steve Melia. Gail and I are here. You again. We've welcomed you many times. We welcomed you when you started in the prepaid legal. We were there to welcome you into the Platinum organization. We welcomed you when you got to Rio at the Olympics as part of our Platinum trip. And now we're here to welcome you into the AARP. Steve, you're going to be just such an outstanding member. I want you to not pay attention, though, to people that are going to tell you to act your age. But I would like to suggest to you that you stop dating girls in high school and move on. We like you, Steve. We love you, Steve. We're looking forward to great things with you. And we love you just the way you are. Happy birthday, Steve.
Every game, home and away. How do you even pull that off? One at a time, man. We looked at the schedule. We said, man, it's possible. And we just started figuring out, you know, where we knew people in different cities and how many flights it would be. And it's been a blast. And the amazing thing to me is, Mary Beth, you guys, you don't even live in New York. You're renting a place by the state.
Hey, how you doing, Steve? Mary Beth reached out and said, wish if I can spend 20, 30 seconds to wish Steve a happy birthday. Man, I'll spend my eternity wishing you a happy birthday. You're the best guy I've ever met. You know, what can I say? You've done something that I've dreamed of doing, and I live here in New York, and I can't even go to every game, but you know, I try. But Steve, listen, I just want to say happy birthday, my friend, and you know, you keep up the good work, do what you do, and hope to see you soon, buddy. All right? Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Steve. Big 5-0, buddy. Happy birthday, Steve.
Yeah, buddy. What's up, Steve?
Happy birthday, big guy.
Happy birthday, bud. 50, man. Let's go Yankees.
Let's go Yankees.
All right. Later.
Happy birthday, Uncle Steve. I think that one of my favorite memories, I don't know if that's the thing we're supposed to do, say a memory, is when we went to see the movies and you snuck the jumbo-sized candy in your boxers. But maybe my favorite memory is actually when I beat you in a pull-up contest. I can't decide. Anyway, have a great birthday. Love you so much. Bye.
I hope you have a happy 50th birthday. Have a great one. Cheers.
Hola Steven, te habla Grace desde Panamá. Espero que tengas un súper feliz cumpleaños y que vuelvas pronto por acá para disfrutarlo. Besitos.
Hey Steve, you're one of my most favorite brothers-in-law and I'm here to wish you a very happy 50th. You know what? The best is yet to come. Go Yanks.
Hey, Steve, Disty Simpson, fill my basket. I can think of 162 ways of saying happy birthday, but I chose this one. I hope you have an amazing day and make it great.
Steve, Melia. Well, it's 50 years old, half a century. I know it's hard to believe. I remember when you were actually young. But let me share with you that when you turn 50, it's usually the doctor that tells you to slow down, not the police. Charlene?
And Steve, you know what? Really, you're not 50. You're just $49.95 plus tax.
Happy birthday, man. Hope you have many more. It's been a pleasure spending the last 25 years together, I guess. So half of your life, anyway. It's been a pleasure, my friend. All the best.
Happy birthday.
Bye for now.
Happy birthday, Steve.
Hey, happy birthday, buddy.
Hoping you're having
a great day and a great time.
Welcome to the world of ARP, and I wish you another 50 years, brother. Okay. Enjoy your birthday.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi everybody, Desi Doodle here. I just want to wish Steve Melia a big happy birthday. He's the best human ever, and he always cleans up all my poop. I love him. He's amazing. Happy birthday, old man.
Hey, Steve, Melia, happy birthday from Kai Deering and Mark. We just want to say we hope you have a grateful day. Can't wait for all of us to hang out again at shows and sporting events and Legal Shield. But no, we're sending you lots of good thoughts your way. Again, make it a grateful birthday. Peace, man. Love you.
Hi, Steve, the 162 guy. It's Susan Waldman
with the New York Yankees.
And on behalf of your 50th birthday. Oh, wait a minute. I know how to say happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Steve. Happy birthday to you. I hear you're a super fan that's attended every home game and away game. You've attended them twice. You've been all around the ballparks twice. Wow. The second time I guess you and Melia did it together. And I love the fact that you wear your earbuds so that you can listen to us announce the game while you watch it live. Hopefully we'll be back at the end of July. So for me, my partner in crime, John Sterling, and all of your friends at the New York Yankees, happy birthday.
Hey, Big Steve. How are you, my friend? Scott Stanford here, 7-time Emmy Award winner, Scott Stanford. Normally I charge for these things, but in your case, I'm going to make an exception. Listen, buddy, happy birthday, 50 years old. Jesus Christ, you know when people say, I can't believe you're turning 50? Holy cow, man, I can't believe you're only 50. I thought you were like 55 when I met you at Yankee Stadium all those years ago. Anyway, listen, for 50, you look great. I got to tell him he looks great now. It's part of the video. You look great, my friend. Hopefully we get a baseball season in. The Yanks take it all the way in a shortened season. And I wanted to leave you with the words that my father told me when I was about 10 years old. You remember this for the rest of your life. Pass it on to your kids one day. You'll never get hemorrhoids. You're a perfect asshole. Have a great one, my friend. Wish I could be there to celebrate. Happy 50th, buddy. Love you.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Donald Trump, President of the United States. And I have a message, probably the most important message I've ever delivered. Steve is turning 50. Steve. Wonderful Steve. You know, a lot of people like Steve. I'm not a big fan. I gotta be honest. He's kind of a loser. Let's be honest. At 50 years old, I mean, really. I mean, his ego is writing checks. His mouth can't cash. Let's be honest. I mean, he's a total loser. I mean, you know, I understand that he's not a big fan of mine. Well, guess what? I'm not a big fan of his. Could he almost fill an arena in Tulsa and have a lot of people not show up outside? Probably not. not too big a fancy guy. I'm sure he was one of the TikTokers trying to get people not to show up to Tulsa. Well, guess what? You know what? I'm not the loser. You're the loser. And you're 50 years old now. It's all over. You might as well hang it up, Steve, because it ain't getting any better. Let's be honest. But anyways, Steve, I was talking to Dr. Fauci, the great Dr. Fauci, and I said, who's a guy in his 50s who is a loser? And without missing a beat, he said Steve. And I said, you know what? That's the first thing you and I have agreed on. Really and truly. I mean, he likes medicine. I like drinking bleach. He likes to wear masks. I'm never covering this thing up. Anyway, I gotta be honest, Steve. You know, your birthday's big, and I think we should bury the hatchet. I really do. You know, you're a tremendous guy. A lot of people think you're great. I'm not one of those people, but, you know, a lot of people think you're good. And maybe you could turn it all around, you know. Maybe you could. I'm not sure. But I think the truth is, you know, at 50, you really need to decide what you're going to do in life. I mean, really, let's be honest, because, you know, I have very sharp focus, and my focus is on re-election always, no matter what, let's do it. And it's going to be so easy, You know, I've got the most exaggerated poll numbers ever. That's what I would say. You know, a lot of people say they're low. I say they're exaggerated. You know, the fake news is always after me. But you know what is not fake news, Steve? The fact that you're 50. It's over. It's over.
Hey Steve, it's Brian Hoke. Happy birthday to one of the few people who's been to more Yankee games than I have. The Big 5-0, congratulations, good news. We got baseball back for you. And so I really hope that we can all get together, and I'll see you at Yankee Stadium very soon. Again, happy birthday.
Whoa. Let me see if I can get some more light on that matter. I don't know about that. I'm awful dark over here. I'm going to move. See if we can get a bit of lighting there. Got any better? Okay, I got to admit, can you hear me now? See me better? I didn't think you were going to me exactly now, so I was almost ready, but not quite. So, Steve, I am not getting any feedback. You guys hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up if you're good. All righty, good. Thank you. All right, so so you heard from my brother Danny. Now, Danny is like the second oldest brother. It's me. You heard from our older sister, Mary. She's in charge of everything. I'm going to turn one more light on. See if we get some more light here. All right, that should be better. Sorry about that, guys. And anyway, so Steve, happy birthday, number one. You know, number two is like, Steve and I go way back. In fact, I actually met him the day after I graduated high school. My mom came home with this little bundle in her arms, and believe it or not, as Irish Catholic kids, we had sort of gotten used to it already, but we were over it. I mean, we were totally over it. And yet, obviously, oops happened, right? Okay, so that's one thing. There we go. And I'm on my laptop tonight, and I'm usually on my iPad, so it's a little bit of an adjustment with all the Zoom stuff. I mean, we've all been doing it, and we've all been going. So you heard my brother Dan, and Dan is like, you know, the next oldest brother. Eileen's in the middle. She lives right down the block from us here in Florida. But, you know, Danny was he was like my next younger brother. And so he was always running around after me. And Steve was the younger brother to our brother Jim, who we missed tonight. It's going to pay a little small homage to him because Jim was really Steve's older brother. And so Jim was really the person that taught Steve the ropes. And if you ever wondered why, Steve was a late bloomer, it was because Jim taught him the ropes, okay? And those of our family know that. But since Danny was introducing all of our family members and doing all that stuff like this, you know, our business end of that world, there's some very special people to us. And Steve actually handpicked these folks, invited them if they would be willing to get on and just share some of their roast to Steve. And there should be some good stuff coming up here, okay? And so this first guy, I'm telling you what, he's wicked busy. He's wicked busy, okay? Wicked. I mean, everything is wicked. And I'm sure of this, since Kim's already talked about her smoking marijuana and everything else, this guy, before we got on the call tonight, took a couple of toques of that really good pole, okay? I mean, he came, first time I went to Poland for our business, he picked me up at the airport in his car, and he told me, you know what, don't slam the door because it's going to fall off, all right? But without further ado, let's go up to Maine to hear from Mr. Mark Michaud.
All right, fantastic. Hey, it's so good to be here. And I didn't know I was going to be introduced by the Unabomber from his cell. Oh, that's Mike? Oh, that's Mike. Oh, geez, I'm sorry. I thought he was getting a little bit of one of those cameos, so I don't know what was going on there. But I just want to say, you know, I'm completely honored to be here, and you know, to be able to have this time to be able to talk with Steve. But you know, I gotta also, you know, stress here that, you know, I'm a Red Sox fan, and so Steve and I, we go back a long ways. We have a little bit of a background, and I got to tell you, the very first time I ever met Steve, this was very funny because I had just come on board Prepaid Legal and won the first incentive trip, and I was going down there, and I'd heard Steve was a Yankee fan, and I was a diehard Red Sox fan, and so I was looking forward to meeting him. And so I went down, I had on my Garcia Power shirt, and I go down, and he's wearing his Yankee jersey, and I'm sitting there, and I run into him at the bar. Surprise. I was like shocked. I was like, what are you doing at the bar? I wouldn't ever imagine you being here. And there he was at the bar. He had his full drink. Mine is empty. I had to have a little bit of that as I was going through getting ready for this tonight. But he had his full drink sitting there, and he's sitting there all cocky and arrogant with his four-legged stool sitting right next to 3 steps that would go down to a lower section of the bar. And there's Steve going, hey, Red Sox suck. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, he's boom, 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 boom. And he's going head over heels down. And I'm like, oh, and I tried to reach him, but it was just out of my reach. And he fell down. He head hitting the side. And he gets up. And he's got a cigarette stuck to his head. And he's like, Red Sox suck. And he's still got a full drink. And I was like, man, this guy knows his priorities. And so ever since then, I was like, man, he's pretty cool. He likes the Yankees, so not everybody's perfect, but, you know, he's pretty cool. So, but that's the first time I ever got a chance to meet him. And ever since then, it's been quite an experience. I will tell you one other thing that was funny is another time that we went down there to an incentive trip, the Red Sox had a 5-game lead. This was before the incentive trip. This was like in May. The Red Sox had a 5-game lead on the Yankees. And we were both going to be going on the incentive trip. And Steve goes, I'll tell you what, I'll bet you by the time the incentive trip, the Yankees going to be ahead. I'm like, Red Sox, we're gonna absolutely stay ahead. We got 5 games on you. Long story short, they blew it. Within 5 days, they blew it, I think. They just tanked immediately. Ever since then, I don't bet on games. But I had to wear a Yankee jersey. And then he's like, oh, you got to wear the Yankee pajama pants. I'm like, I'm not going to wear the Yankee pajama pants, but I did it just to please him. His self-esteem was in the toilet. He didn't feel good about himself. I had to make him feel good. So I did it. I like, all right, Steve, this make you feel good? Okay, good. But here's the thing. I had a Red Sox T-shirt underneath that Yankee jersey, so it didn't touch my skin. So he thinks he won, but it wasn't. As a matter of fact, I will tell you, that Red Sox jersey, the one he gave me was a Giambi jersey, and this is a fact. Giambi ended up getting a parasite that year, and he was gone, and then the Red Sox came back from a 3-0 deficit. So Steve helped me break the curse from that particular event, and I'm so grateful to him for that. We came back from 3-0 down. See, now he's looking away. He doesn't want to hear about this. He's all depressed. He's sitting there trying to look at his picture that says 26 championships back long before he was even born. So that's what he's trying to find. Where is that? You know, what was that thing? I can go back and look at my archives of 1920s and see a Yankee victory. Let me go back and look at that. So I do want to mention, too, that I hope everybody's going to be available next week because Mary Beth's going to be having her roast, her 21st birthday roast. It's going to be awesome. She's able to drink now. You know, Steve went out and, you know, picked her up early and got her all excited about a great future with him. And now she's going to be able to drink legally. And we want to have her roast. So we're going to be having that next week. And we're all excited about that, too. That's going to be great. And I got to tell you, I heard the story the first time that Steve went to meet Mary Beth's parents. And not many people know this, and I'm supposed to keep it quiet, but I'll tell you what happened. See, apparently when Steve was going over there, he told me this in privacy, but Steve, hope it's okay if I share it. So anyway, he had been eating something, and it didn't settle with his stomach. So he was going in there to meet his girlfriend's parents, and as he goes in, he sits down, and their family dog comes over and lays down at the feet. And all of a sudden, Steve can't hold it in any longer, and he lets a little bit go. And, you know, Mary Beth's mother goes, "Spot!" And Steve goes, perfect. You know what? They're blaming it on the dog. And he let a little bit more go. And the mother goes, "Spot!" He goes, "I'm set." And he sits there and lets all of his gas go in Mary Beth's parents' house. And her mother goes, "Spot, get over here before he takes a shit on you." So they were on to him the entire time. It was amazing. And so Steve thought he pulled one over on them, but he didn't do that. And I got to tell you, you know, his book, Steve's book, it's moving up the charts fast. I got to tell you, it's a #1 bestseller. 162 is a #1 bestseller. For those people who consider the top 4 million to be bestsellers, it's a #1 bestseller. Steve moved up 3 notches to 3,691,598. All right. You move past a couple of those other things out there. So good for you. I'm proud of you. You know, I got to say, too, we got some great people on here. I know that, and I hope he's okay with it because I love him to death. Brian Carruthers is on here. Brian, I can't wait to hear you. But I do have to say that the last time I saw you was down in Cancun, and you were orange. I don't get it. You went from vanilla ice to orange slushy. What's going on here? So I couldn't figure it out. So I'm wondering what you're going to look like tonight. It's going to be pretty exciting. And if some of you guys didn't see the rest of Mariano Rivera's clip, you know, after he gave Steve a thumbs up and said, "Hey, man, that's great," he sat there and said, "Am I done with this guy? Do I have to deal with this guy ever again?" That was part of the outtakes, and you'll see that later on when it's released on video. Just to give everybody an idea. Now, Steve used to also walk dogs. I think you guys probably know this. But he also worked in a pet store in which there was a fatality that came from that pet store that he was involved in. And it was a horrible fatality. And I'll tell you about it. Again, I'm telling you in confidence because it's not something Steve really wants you to know. But he was working in a pet store, and he had this monkey that was in the pet store that had a sign that he put around the neck because that monkey was very super smart. And it said, "I understand English." And so to have power, this monkey was great. And this couple came in, and Steve's like, "Yeah, look at this monkey." And they go over to the monkey, and they say, "Do you understand English?" And the monkey goes, and they said, "Do you like it here?" And the monkey looked at Steve, and they go, and so they said, well, we'll get you. So they take the monkey, and they drive, and they're leaving. And all of a sudden, they get in this terrible accident as they left. And unfortunately, both the folks were killed. And when the police showed up, and they saw the monkey lying there with a sign that says, "I understand English," they went up and they said to the monkey, they said, "Do you really understand English?" No, he goes, they said, "Did you see what happened?" The monkey goes, he said, "Well, what happened?" And the monkey goes, "You mean they were drinking?" And the monkey goes, "Well, what else?" The monkey goes, "You mean they were smoking pot?" He goes, "What else?" The monkey goes, "You mean they were screwing?" And the monkey goes, "What were you doing?" The monkey goes, and so it was amazing. And Steve was involved in that fatality, and I couldn't believe it because the cops actually wanted to go and arrest him, but he really had nothing to do with it, if you think about it. And so, and Steve's not laughing because he probably heard that joke before, but I figured I'd throw it in there, and you know what? That's okay if you don't like it. And, you know, I just got to say also that Steve was a big fan of checkers when he was following the Yankees around. He always used to play. He didn't understand chess, so he couldn't do that. So he had to play checkers. And I remember that when he was doing that tour, I actually had to go. I got a chance to go with him to on one of his games that he invited me down to. I was thrilled because he invited me down to a Red Sox game. So I went down there, and I was in a chapter, and he sat there and wrote some very nice things. And I love him to death for it and all this other good stuff. It was a little nerve-wracking because we didn't know where we were going to get a ticket, but he'd done it before, so we got in there. And, you know, the book 162 was almost called 161 because he got caught touching himself, was accused of sexual assault, and almost thrown out of one of those games. So it was almost 161, just so you know. But he was able to stay after he talked to Derek Jeter and said, hey, man, you know, I just do that. And so they understood it, and everything was good after that. Again, a little behind the scenes, kind of like Paul Harvey, the rest of the story. And so now you all know. And so I do want to say that, you know, it was great to be able to learn about Steve's checker pass that he went in which he would go and play with some of the players, and oftentimes a lot with Joe Girardi. And I know that I had a chance. I remember I went back there a long time ago when Steve was just completing the season, and I actually interviewed Joe Girardi, and I have it on video, and I want to play it for you guys because we were talking about Steve, and we just really I want to share with him because this is something that I think really it meant a lot to me, and I think hopefully it'll mean a lot to you. And I hope I can play this. Let me see if I know how to do this. Okay, let's move this. This one here. Can you see this? I don't know if you can or not, but I'm going to play it.
Hey, Joe, Mark Mishu, Red Sox championship news. Hey, very quick question. I know that you and Steve had a lot of fun over the course of this past season, 162 games and literally being able to play checkers 15 times a day, we've heard. Even in between innings, that you guys would get together in the evening and hang out at night and just play checkers. We heard how much fun you had. And now we hear that over the course of this last time that you played, you got angry at him, you threw your chicken fingers at him, you pulled down your pants and you mooned him. You told him he'd never amount to anything. You guys have been close friends. What led you to make these decisions? What led you to all that negativity?
I think some people think that I wanted to make negative decisions, but that's not the case. I have a huge heart. This is the last time he plays. I wanted it to be something I never forgot.
Steve, Melia, what's up, my brother? Happy birthday to you. Excited, man. The big 5-0. You're getting old, man. Hey, listen, we've traveled the world together, had some amazing times. I consider you a brother. Honored to be able to sing you a shout out. Hey, listen, I thought, what is the best gift I could possibly give the great Steve Melia? And you know me, man. Platinum just like yourself. So I figured I'd get you 2 season tickets to the Yankees for this season. There's no season right now, is it? So I'll hold on to those. But anyway, man, I got that for you, and also got you a couple great books that I've been reading. So I got a third one that's under the coffee table, holding up the leg. But in any instance, man, love you, brother. Appreciate you, and hey, I wish you many, many, many more years of life, success, and happiness. All right, take care, man.
All right, am I on yet? Okay, well, you know, that was the great Mike Humes, and the gentleman that just spoke, kudos. I just want to say one thing, I'll make some more comments later, but this next gentleman, if you want to have a championship team, and you want to have the guy that was going to be the star of the championship team, and you got to have him on your team, this is the guy that unanimously Mike, Steve, and Kim as business people would choose right here. And he's very, very busy. You guys, those of you who are part of our other families and not part of Legal Shield and stuff, this gentleman is a legend in our business, and we are honored to have him tonight. And you know, I'm not going to give him any further introduction, all of his kudos and stuff like that, because he's going to be. I'm gonna nominate. This could be the best one of the evening, so watch closely. Even though Mary Beth and Kim were really good. So, Mr. Donnell Self out of Marlboro, Virginia, I believe that's right.
It's actually Upper Marlboro, Maryland, but who cares? No one's paying attention to that, man. It is.
Hi, happy birthday.
Oh, please. Oh my gosh. She's the only one that thinks you're handsome, Steve, for real. It's the only get out, go somewhere. All right, so look, this is a roast, by the way. It's not supposed to be nice. So I really am multitasking. It's the funniest thing in the world. I got a Zoom going on the other side. But guess what? I had to jump on for my man Steve. Look, we travel the world together. And it's funny because for those who are not a part of our business, you know, we're what you call platinums. And so sometimes you have to describe what platinum they're talking about, right? They're like, look, which one is Steve? Which one is Darnell? So if they say, hey, which one is Darnell? You probably say, you know, the 6'1", muscular, handsome black guy. Like that would just, you'd be like, oh, I know exactly who you're talking about. Oh, yeah, of course. That guy, right? That's what you say. And if you were like, which one's Steve? You probably say, you know, the skinny, white, funny with the big ears. That guy. And they'd be like, I know exactly who you're talking about. And it's funny, right? Because my last name really is Self. And so I would imagine Steve and most of the world who knows me, when anyone says anything about self-awareness, self-conscious, they're like, Darnell Self. Of course. It makes you think of me because you hear Self. That's what you think of, right? Because you know me. With Steve, you know, I don't think, you know, no one really says Melia, but if anybody says ears, I think of Steve. It's the funniest thing. Like if someone says, hey, you know, I'm all ears. I'm like, Steve, that's my man. Or they say, hey, look, I don't know, man, play it by ear. I'm like, that's a long ass concert. Play it by, that's Steve. That's my man. Or, you know, my ears are burning. That's a big fire. Steve, that's my man. You know what I mean? So anyway, you know, I can go on and on, right? Because right now I'm grinning from ear to ear. Steve! So I can keep going. But I'm not going to go because you get my point. And I'm up to my ears in jokes tonight. Steve! You see what I mean? I don't, look, man, I mean, honestly, I can keep going. I mean, keep your ear to the ground. I've got more jokes. Steve! You see what I mean? I can keep going. I'm telling you, look, man, I don't want to talk your ears off, but I can keep going. So my point is, that's my man, Steve. I think it's Steve. My wife had to jump me because she, even though he has ears, she thinks his ears are handsome. She's like, I would love to hold it. I'm like, shut up, get out of here. So, look, my man, Chip, talked about the story that I recall in Rio, the Summer Olympics. My man, when he pickpocketed Steve, it was the funniest thing ever. Steve, I'm sorry, man. I'm a black guy and I turn red. Normally you can't see when I turn red. Dude, I was dying laughing because I never seen, at that point, I never seen Steve get that mad. He was, I mean, at that point when Chip, for those who missed the beginning of the roast, Chip Humphreys was talking about us being in the Summer Olympics. And we had several different Olympic events we were going to. And Chip took the tickets out of Steve's back pocket on our way to one of the Olympic events. He was like, everybody got their tickets? And Steve was like, looking, he was like, you could tell when someone's getting worried, right? He was like, you know, like, you know, when you silently curse, you're really mad. Like the little curse words, that's how he was. He was like hitting this and looking back on the ground. And when Chip said, hey, I got it, dude, at that point, I knew exactly what book he was going to write. 30 ways to use profanity and lose a lifelong friend in 30 days. I mean, he was gone. His friendship was over with Chip. It was gone. Anyway, they're friends again now, but 30 ways to use profanity and lose your lifelong friend in 30 days, that was the book. And he just changed it up to, you know, try to make it positive, but that was it. So anyway, my man Steve is an amazing person, as you guys know, but he's also a gentleman who dispels a lot of myths. You know, we used to say if you are in our business, if you pick up a guest, they'll always show up, right? No one would ever jump out of the car on the way to a presentation. Well, Steve proved that wrong because we were hanging out one night and he, you know, drank a little bit, and on our way back to the hotel, we weren't quite there. The car was still moving and he jumped out. And I was like, dude, we're not there yet. But no worries, because he'd fallen asleep with his head up against the glass. So when he opened the door, it was a suction cup. So his ear was holding him through the window. So he didn't fall out the car. I just got out and push the door back shut. Thank God for those ears, man. I love them, man. They saved your life. Hey guys, it's been wonderful, man. Happy 50th. Welcome to 50, baby. Half a century, man. The best is yet to come for us. Have fun, man. This has been great. I'll see you guys over the top. Mike, my man, back over to you.
Hey, Uncle Steve.
Hey.
Happy birthday. We wish we could be there to celebrate with you in person, but actually it's kind of a hard day for me because my youngest uncle and my godfather is becoming an old man. But I just wanted to say that I think that your best years are
behind you.
Probably behind you. But you're doing great work with your orphanage and for Black Lives Matter, and I wish I was there to celebrate with you in person. And I guess we'll see you
at the wedding. Hopefully sooner.
Love you, man. Talk to you soon.
Love you.
Happy birthday, Uncle Steve.
Happy birthday. I heard you just turned 50. That's old as fuck.
I don't think you can
Happy 50th birthday, Uncle Steve.
Love you, Steve. I love you, Steve.
Hey, Steve, this is like take number 5. Happy 50th birthday from Marilyn and Terry Blair. We love you.
Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday, Steve! We just wanted to tell you happy birthday from Conway, Arkansas, and spread the love. I want to say thank you for your inspiration over the years and your leadership and mentorship. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Steve, happy 50th birthday. From one diehard Yankee fan to another. I think it's incredible. You know, we met each other, God almighty, almost 25 years ago in TPN. And throughout these years, we've just always been great buds and consider you like a brother. I'm just happy that now we can build a better world together. And I just wish you nothing less than the best, brother. Thank you. Peace.
What do you want? Happy birthday.
Hey, happy birthday, Big Uncle Steve. I thought I was catching up to you, but I guess you stayed 10 years ahead. See ya.
Hey, Steve. Congratulations on hitting the Big 5-0, and happy birthday to you. I look forward to seeing you soon. Let's get together and watch a little baseball, man. Take care.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Hey, Steve, happy birthday. Don't even know where to begin, man. Your friendship means so much to me, man. We have had so many amazing times, whether it's being at Legal Shield conventions, whether it's being at Dead and Company shows, whether it be just hanging out on the phone, man. You've been such an incredible mentor and friend to me. I just can't even put it into words, man. So happy birthday, brother. I truly, truly appreciate you. Looking forward to when we can all get together again, go catch some live music, hang out and have some beers, man. I just love you, brother. So I know you're going to have an amazing day. You got a lot of people that are grateful to have you in their lives, and I'm just one of them, man. So peace.
Hey, Steve, Jeff Olson here. Sorry I can't be there at your 50th birthday celebration. I know a lot of your friends are there. Many of them that I know, so hey to all of you over there, and I hope you're having a great time, and congratulations to making it to 50. There's some of us who would wonder at times, and I guess they're roasting you tonight. I would have to say you've been roasting yourself your whole life, quite honestly. But you've been a great person I got to know early in your life. To see your growth, to see your family, you and their family working together, has been really cool, okay? And to see where you're at, I'm just so happy for you. Congratulations. And appreciate you from how I got to know you from a business perspective, but it grew very quickly into a friendship and has remained there through all kinds of, let's just say circumstances, okay? And so with that, test of time is always the truest test, and quite especially when it goes through its own ups and downs. And so I feel blessed to know you. I feel blessed to know all the people there that I've come to know through you, and wish you a happy 50th birthday and many, many, many more. Have a great evening, okay? You take care. When you get back to Fort Lauderdale, look me up and we'll get together, okay? Take care. Bye-bye for now.
Happy birthday, 162 guy. I know it's been a real crazy summer with no baseball and no live music, all the stuff you love to do. But you know what? For me, it's all been the same because all I do is sit here all damn day anyway and just bobble my head. So that hasn't changed much. Anyway, happy birthday, buddy. Happy birthday.
Hey, Steve. This is Booney coming at you from San Diego. I hope you're doing good, man. Getting through all this lockdown stuff. So I just wanted to reach out and wish you a happy birthday. Have a great birthday. Look forward to seeing you soon. Be safe. All right, man.
Steve, what's up, man? Wishing you a happy 50th. Baseball is back just in time for your 50th year on Earth. Hope you have a great one, buddy.
Happy birthday to you. Feliz cumpleaños a you. Happy birthday. Happy 50th. Wow. How cool.
Hope you have an awesome day. An even better year, Steve. I just want to thank you so much for, for the person that you are, not only with Legal Shield, but I see the different things that you're involved in right now and all the posts you're making, and it does sometimes bring tears to my eyes just to know that I've had the pleasure of being introduced to somebody who really, really, down to the core, is just such a wonderful human being. So thank you so much for being you. Can't wait to see you again. Have some fun, have some drinks, do some dancing, Happy birthday once again, Steve. Keep looking younger. You're doing it every day and every year. And cheers to you.
Team Melia, happy 50th, brother. We all are getting there. Enjoyed our time together so far in life, and wish we continue this trip for a long time to go. Peace, man, and all be well.
Happy birthday, Steve. I definitely wish I could be there to celebrate. Anytime I get a chance to be with you is always the best because you are such an incredible man, such an incredible person. I'm so honored to call you my friend. So cheers to your 50th. Happy birthday, and can't wait to talk to you and see you again.
Hey, Uncle Steve, congratulations on the big 5-0. You don't even look a day over 40.
Happy birthday, Uncle Steve. We can't wait to see you soon. We want to take Tessa to her first Yankee game, and we hope you'll join us.
Happy birthday. Hey, what's up, Steve?
Hey, what's up, Steve?
Just wanted to say happy birthday. Happy birthday. Amelia wants to say happy birthday, too.
Happy birthday, Steve.
And we just want to say go Yankees.
Go Yankees.
Hope you enjoy your day. Hopefully you can find some baseball. And looking forward to seeing you soon.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
All righty. Okay. Well, one of our great friends who's going to be on, his dad is having a tough time. So those of you who are, I got to do that thing right. Yeah. So send some prayers to Cliff Malloy's dad tonight, and and of course, many of you know that our good friend Alan Early is in recovery right now, and he's doing better than he was yesterday. But yesterday it didn't look too good. So say some prayers for our good buddy Alan. And before I introduce this speaker, because our good friend Cliff Malloy is with his dad, so that was the point of that. And before I introduce the next speaker, I'm just going to make a few comments on myself, Steve, to you, and to our business partnership, and our life together and stuff like that. I mean, because like Steve now has been my business partner for more than half of his life, and I don't know. I mean, if anybody's mental can be called declared mentally sane, being my partner for more than half their life. I just don't know. There's no scientific studies been done. But I will tell you this, is that one of the things that I recognized in Steve when he was a young kid was that he was a fanatic. That anything he put his mind to and he got obsessed with, he got obsessed with. And I knew, it was, I'll tell you what book it was. It was Passion for Excellence by Tom Peters. And he quoted the guy that started Domino's, and he said, behind any successful endeavor, you were going to find, here's the quote, a monomaniac with a mission. And Steve, whenever he got focused on something, that was it, right? That was it. And so I realized, if I can get involved in my business, before we're involved in network marketing, I had a seminar company that was not doing well at all. I thought I could use this kind of energy in it, and we could take this thing and we can get big. But in the midst of that, TPN, the People's Network, launched, and we had an opportunity to get involved with that. And we met Jeff Olson, you heard speak. And Jeff really was our mentor. And we got enamored with network marketing. Now, I say enamored, but remember what I said. Steve was a fanatic. He became a fanatic about network marketing. No, that was what it is. He knew everything. I used to joke with him. I used to joke with people when Steve was doing around Super Saturdays and stuff. I would say, hey, listen, if you want to, bond with Steve, ask him about network marketing of the Yankees. If you want to get him confused, ask him who's the Secretary of State. Okay, fair enough. Today, I think he actually knows who the Secretary of State is. But here's my point. Steve got fanatic about network marketing. As a result of that, in combination with myself and then Kim and then more people, we established not a big empire, but a small empire. Because the next gentleman's going to talk about, wrote a book about building an empire. But anyway, we did, because we built an empire. When Steve got fanatic about baseball, and he always was a big baseball fan, but then he got fanatic about it, decided to go to every game in 2011. That was substantial. But when he repeated it 7 years later, total fanatic stuff, okay? But that same fanatic stuff, driving in. And then he got invited to go see the Grateful Dead's last thing. He became a Grateful Dead fan. And those of you who know, I think, I try to count it, but I think Steve's been to between 40 and 50 of Dead shows. That's a fanatic. He knows every song. He knows more than I do. And I first saw those guys in 1970 when I was 18 years old, right? Okay, so all that stuff is to say that fanaticism means something. It really does. A monomaniac on a mission. And so that's a few comments I have to make there. I have some things about, and then the last thing, of course, that Steve has become fanatic about is justice. We've been involved with Legal Shield now for 21 years, but Steve is more concerned with justice today as a result of the information he's received over the last 6, 8, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, and he's been out to not one, but not two protests, but he's gotten fanatic about it. Okay. And once again, I'm going to tell you that anything you really want to accomplish in life, if you really want to make something happen, you've got to be totally sold out like Steve does each and every time. And I think that that's his greatest message to the rest of the world. And guys, 30 days and 30 ways, or 30 ways in 30 days, I'm going to predict this. It's going to just be like The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It was a small book for a while. A few people had it. And then it became the #1 business bestseller in the world. That's my prediction for that book. And Steve, there's one picture that Mary Beth, when she was making fun of you for being at the Black Lives Matter concert and touching yourself. Okay, I'm touching myself right now. For those of you out there, I got bad news for all of you. Everybody, every male in the Melia family does that. You may not see them do it, but they do it, and they've been doing it their whole lives. Okay, just a fact. And then the one thing, nobody really got this except for me, Steve. I know that you did this on purpose. He's at the Black Lives Matter march, right? And he's got his shorts on, and he's got his this and that. And guess what he's wearing? He's wearing black socks, okay? Black socks matter. too. So now, without further ado, I'm going to bring on our last speaker, who's probably saying, I wish this guy would shut the heck up. But I'm going to tell you that this gentleman, there's some people in your life, when you meet them, you don't really know about them. You're not really so sure. But as you get to know them, and as they become all of who they are, this is a gentleman who I have so much respect for, because he's a gentleman that every day becomes better. And that's hard to say. I mean, most people don't do that, but I know he does. And one of the great joys for me is watching this gentleman as he's become a dad. And when I see pictures of him on Facebook and stuff, and videos of him and his kids, every single time it melts my heart. And he also is an author. He's written many books, but the most important one, I believe, is now I don't even know the name of it, Building an Empire. How to Build an Empire, Build an Empire. Anyway, this gentleman, without further ado, Mr. Brian Crothers, thank you so much. I appreciate you, sir. Over to you.
That's awesome, Mike. I appreciate you, man. And, Melissa was in here with me watching this for the last hour and a half. I asked her to stick around so she can help kick it off and at least start off with something nice. And I said, hey, look, we'll start off with saying something nice about Steve. And look, she's not even in the chair. I got nothing. So she left. She's gone. Sorry, Steve. I thought I was going to try to kiss, kiss, slap, kiss. I wanted to start off nice and then kind of do a little roasting. And by the way, Mishu, let me just get this out of the way. I didn't know it was going to be a Brian Carruthers roast. Now, let me take you back to Cancun several years ago. I was asleep in the day after drinking in the pool with these clowns all day long. I went to take a nap, and somebody kept on ringing my daggone hotel room phone. And after 5 times, I pick it up and come up to suite whatever. We're having a party, and it's a comedy show, and you need to be here. So I go up there, and it turns out that Steve just wanted to roast me. And then after he roasts me, he says, hey, by the way, you got your checkbook? Can you write a check to support the charity? I'm like, I'll pay you just to let me go back to sleep again. But anyway, so Mishu talks about me showing up in Cancun one time for the one trip that he won, and having some fake tanning lotion on. I got that off with Jeff Olson. But yeah, I was orange. I get it. But Mark, don't forget, you also had the fake tanning lotion on until it washed off in the pool. Remember when Mark Smith, we were out there by the pool in Vegas, and you were out of money and you had no money for food? And so Smith pulls out a chip out of his pocket and throws a $50 chip in the pool and says, Mark, it's yours. You want to dive down and get it? Lickety split. You didn't even take a breath. You didn't even hold your breath. You dove in with your clothes on, came up with the chip, got out of the pool, and you're so psyched, and it was 50 cents. Boom, dude. So yeah, you had the fake tanning lotion on. It washed off in the pool, dude. So anyway, I like watching the StreamYard here with the split screen, because I can always see Steve. His ears always seem to perk up or flare out to listen to everything I say. So I really appreciate you always paying so close attention to me, Steve. And Steve really practices the slight edge, really slightly. He does a lot of the same thing over and over again, and it's taken him really far. It's taken him 50. Look, I was making this really long list of things to roast Steve on tonight, but I wasn't sure about his sensitivity level, if he can handle it. But then I'm thinking, he's 50. His long-term memory is going to likely diminish pretty quickly. He'll forget everything I'm saying right now by the time we get to Charlotte. So no big deal. So let me take you back to when I met Steve. And I saw Steve in a hippie at a local Super Saturday in Maryland way back 21 years ago. And it was an event I was actually part of running it. And I almost asked the ushers to go see if they were in the wrong room. But then the valet comes and yells across the hall and says, hey, we got your Geo Metro parked safely in the front row just outside of the hotel door, and we're watching it for you. So I realized these guys are total ballers. I wanted to go hang around them, my associations. And so that's when we started to become friends. And so look, I never bothered learning the names of Steve's dates that he brought on our company trips because they seem to change so much. I just called them just +1. I don't think I ever addressed them by +1. I never said, hey, +1, you want to have a drink together? Or hey, +1, can you get me one when you go to the bar? I just like it. But look, guys, let me just talk about the book. Steve's book keeps coming up over and over again. And it's the 30 ways in 30 days. When I read some of the chapter titles, I couldn't believe that Steve wrote a book about his sex life and called it personal development. Check this out. Here's some of the chapters. Life is a contact sport. Success is a game of numbers. Use your imagination. Let it go and let it grow. The day of disgust. Okay, I get it. It was totally his book of his sex life. I didn't know if he wrote it or Mary Beth or anybody else. But when Steve asked me how I liked the book, I said, hey, good or bad? Hard to say. Guys, look, I didn't know at the end of a roast, we're supposed to wrap up with a bunch of positive comments. So I'm at a loss for how to wrap this up. Don't have a whole lot of really good stuff to say about Steve. He's a complete he's a good dude. He's a good dude, except when you're on a trip in another country and he says, hey, let's go to the casino. And if you're at the casino and you're playing blackjack, the last thing you want to do is sit next to Steve, because if you groan when you lose a hand, he gets upset when you groan that you lost a hand. So unless you're planning on winning every single freaking hand at the blackjack table, never go to a casino with this lovely guy. So Steve, hey, look, you're 50. I'm about to turn 50. Melissa said when this is all happening here tonight, hey, Brian, you want me to let's do this for your 50th? I said, hell no. Okay. If I ever want to get roasted, I'll go hang out with my buddy Steve. He loves to roast me every time we hang out together. But I love hanging out with you, my man. Look forward to seeing you on many, many more trips and a lot of fun stuff. We're going to hang out and do a lot of stuff together. Appreciate you, man. Happy 50th. Back to you guys.
All righty. Hey, okay, well, Brian, thank you so much, man. We appreciate you. I give our love to Melissa. We're sorry that Steve's jokes were so boring. I'm just kidding. But guys, I made a couple of notes. I just want about some comments people made, and then I'll go back. I guess Steve will go over to you. But Steve Hamburger, okay. We took a lot of grief living at Mary's house. When you showed up, it was a good sign for us. But here's a story, and I wouldn't tell this before Steve's 50th or when Mom and Dad were alive. But Mary came to us and said, what do you think about this guy Hamburger? And we thought he was pretty annoying, but he always had pot. He always had marijuana, and we were so broke building the network, our network marketing business in the beginning. We didn't have money. That wasn't a part of our budget. So we said, he's a cool guy, okay? So Steve Hamburger, that's for you. Chip, just one thing in Steve's defense, this is going to get lost in the mix, but the year we got thrown out of the Sheraton, Steve wasn't even there. He was on his 2011 tour with the Yankees. And so even though it was a compounded effect, he wasn't actually there at the moment we got thrown out. And it wasn't really my fault, but I'm not going to assign blame. Mary Beth and Kim, you guys nailed it, okay? You guys nailed it. You did a great job. But Mary Beth, I got bad news for you. The only reason Steve has a girlfriend is so he has someone to do his laundry. I mean, that's just a fact of the matter. I thought that was in the contract. I don't know. And then, you guys, and here's to the girls again, you both criticized Steve having a big ego, but I'm going to say, I don't know any guy that's got more beautiful girlfriends or ex-wives than he does. So, Steve, Mary Beth, back over to you guys.
Thanks, Mike. We're going to play a couple videos real quick and then go back to Steve.
Happy birthday, Steve. I'm super excited. Wow, thank you so much for involving me. I wanted to say happy birthday. I thought you were awesome when we met, but now I know for sure you're like super awesome because you're born in June and so is my baby. He's born the 26th and you're the 24th. So cancers are amazing. You guys are awesome. I want to wish you a happy birthday, many, many years of great blessings. You're doing an amazing thing with trying to make change in this world, and just keep up the great job. And 50, what a surprise. I would have never.
Hey Steve, happy birthday, happy 50th, the big 5-0. That's amazing. I still remember the day I met you at the luncheon here in Toronto. Who would have believed that we would become such good friends over the years? And who would have believed that I would end up going to so many baseball games? I think that I went to more games than I had been collectively in my life to any kind of sporting event. So I thank you for that experience. It was okay that I only did it once in my lifetime. I don't need to do it again. But I really, really do appreciate your friendship, mentorship, coaching, and everything else that goes. I look forward to the next 50 years, and I wish you so much happiness and so much more fun. And cheers to you. Happy 50th.
Day, Stephen, my baby brother. I still remember the day you were born, and Dad came home and said, "It's a boy," and all the boys, your brothers, were jumping off the ladder going, "It's a boy, it's a boy." Happy birthday. I can't believe that's 50 years ago.
Happy birthday, Steve. We remember the day you taught Patrick how to walk. So thank you for sharing your skills. And I'm sure you're happy that we taught you how to protest. All right, happy birthday, and keep smiling and keep laughing.
We love you.
Happy birthday, Uncle Steve.
Hey, Steve, we just sending you a happy 50th birthday. We just want to say how much we love and appreciate you for all that you do. Thank you for being a part of our lives, and we want to wish you the best 50th birthday. Enjoy.
Happy birthday, Steve. Nifty 50. Face shields. Black Lives Matter.
Steve-O, happy birthday, buddy. Greetings from Carolina Beach. Wish I could be there with you partying on your 50th, but soon enough, my brother. Much love for you, from my family to you. Happy birthday.
Steve Melia, what's up, brother? Happy 50th birthday. Holy cow, man. You made it all the way to halftime. It is officially halftime. You can take a little snooze for about 12 minutes, I think, is about all you get in the locker room, and you got to get back out for the second half and finish off another good 50 years. But anyways, man, I hope you have an incredible 50th celebration, and just know that I appreciate you, man. You laid down a early foundation for me in mentorship and guided me along the way, and really without that guidance and belief that you put into me that I could be something special, I don't know if I'd be where I am today. And so I'm super humble and super grateful for what you've done for me in my early years of guiding me along the path of entrepreneurship and network marketing and being a leader. And so I thank you, man. I appreciate you. Happy 50th. Have fun. Celebrate hard. I know you will. And be safe.
Uncle Steve, it's me. Happy 50th birthday to my favorite millennial. You don't look a day over the age of a millennial.
Happy birthday, Steve. Turning 50. That's a milestone. But just think, you're catching up to me. Happy birthday. Enjoy your day. Bye.
Steve Melia, happy 50th birthday, my friend. Love you very much. You've been a huge part of my life. Thank you for everything you've done for me. Thank you for teaching me personal development. Love you very much. Happy 50th. Here's to many more. God bless you.
Happy 50th birthday, Steve Melia. From one great Yankee fan to the top Yankee fan. Hopefully one day we can get together soon here in Houston, Texas, and have a beer to celebrate. Once again, happy 50th, Steve.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for everything. It's been a wonderful night, and we do have a few more videos, but we just wanted to let everybody know that this was going to be the last live thing we're going to come to you, and we'll probably play, about 10 or 12 more videos, something like that. But just really touched by so many great people. I know you guys made fun of me, and I know that you guys really don't think I have a big ego or think I party too much or that I'm a womanizer or anything like touch myself. I mean, those are funny things, but I know deep down nobody really means those things. And Darnell, I'm all ears, buddy. But thank you. It means a lot to me that so many people reached out through video or whatever. And so we got a few more videos, have another drink or four, And anyway, hope to see each and every one of you very soon. God bless. Appreciate you. Thank you. Bye-bye for now.
Yo, bro, happy birthday, bud. Hope you have a great day, and hopefully we can catch up and see some shows together soon. Talk to you soon, bud. See ya.
Hi, Steve. It's me, your brother Dan, and your godfather. You remember me. Just want to wish you a happy 50th birthday. I wish I was down there to celebrate with you.
Hi Steve, happy level 50 birthday. I hope this is the best one yet and that many more to come. Enjoy your special day.
Hey Steve, happy birthday. I love you and I miss you. You're such a good friend. I hope you have a great 50th birthday. And I can't wait to see you again. Take care. Bye.
Happy birthday, Steve. Hope you had a great day and that your roast is everything you've hoped for.
To my man, Steve Melia, what's going on, bro? Happy birthday. Man, I remember back when we were at our first super regional event in Atlanta, Georgia. And I don't know if I beat you or you beat me in pool, but then we did a double or nothing. I definitely beat you because you had to buy us drinks. And then I think we were going to do a double for nothing for push-ups. That's what it was. And you thought you could beat me in pool, but you never even tried to beat me in push-ups, bro. You know the deal. Man, glad to see that you're living your best life. And of course, can't wait to spend some time with you again. And you know this wouldn't be a video from Alex Shahid if I didn't say, roll tide. Talk to you soon.
Happy birthday, Steve Melia. Say louder.
Happy birthday!
The big 50. Hope you're having a great day.
Yeah.
Hey Steve, it's Kevin and Cecilia Dunn. Wanted to wish you a happy birthday. Thank you for all the fun times we've had together. We appreciate you and we love you very much.
Hey, brother, happy birthday. We miss you more than you know. Hopefully we'll get to see you soon. Now that baseball's back, go see a Yankee game. You've always been a really important part of our family. You're welcome to be with us anytime you want. The boys look up to you. And I hope you're having a great time with friends and family out there on the East Coast. We love you, man. Have a great birthday.
Hi, I'm Jen, and I have known Steve for more than half his life now. And everybody thinks his claim to fame is through Legal Shield, but I'm here to tell you that it's actually because in 1994 he won a haircutting contest for the famous Funky Mushroom haircut. All these years that I've known Steve, he's always surrounded by beautiful women, and now here he is at 50 years old with a drop-dead gorgeous girlfriend who can barely get into a bar. I think, how did he make that happen? And then I realized when he was posting on his wall of fame the other day, he failed to include the picture of him with Bill Cosby, the one who taught him everything. In all seriousness, I've known Steve a very long time, and he's been a very good friend to me. We have a lot of memories, and I'm grateful for all of them. Thank you, and happiest of birthdays to you. Love you.
Happy 50th birthday, Steve, from Wilmington, North Carolina.
Steve, happy birthday. You are an angel. We all love you so much, and I'm so happy to be celebrating with you. Kisses.
Happy birthday, Steve Melia. It has been so much fun and an honor knowing you and calling you a friend for the last 10 years.
Happy birthday, funny guy. I'll always remember the jail joke.
Hey, Steve. It's your old roomie. Oh, wait. Who's old? I'm not old. Oh, you're old. Right, you're old. You're old. Right, that's why we're here. Happy birthday. Happy 50th. We've had a lot of adventures. Hopefully we'll have some more as time goes by. Cheers to you, my friend. We will hopefully get together after the apocalypse that I called. And, just have a great year. It's been great knowing you throughout this lifetime. And we'll see you again. Keep spreading the dead.
Steve Melia, you old bastard. 50. Well, let me tell you, brother, for somebody who's been here for a couple of years, it's not so bad. I mean, you came to the other side. The sauce is a little sweeter. The meatballs are a little bit bigger. It's all right. Welcome aboard. Appreciate you, brother. Love you. Right down to the first time that I met you, sat down next to a bar at the bar in Dallas, and you took my football game off the screen so you could see your game. But we became friends at that point. We've been friends ever since. And happy birthday. Like I said, this side ain't so bad. Love you, brother. Take care.
Oh, Steve, what's up, Mr. 162? Happy 50th birthday, you old bastard. This is your buddy Balvini coming at you live from Yankee Stadium. I know you miss it up here. I know I miss it up here. We have a special connection, as you know. I'm not sure everybody else at your Zoom roast right now knows, but we're one of the few guys who've been to all 162 Yankee games in a season. And I just want to let everybody know that's watching right now that if it wasn't for me, Steve never would have had that shit done, because I got him tickets all the goddamn time. He never had anything. He used to come up looking for tickets all the time. So screw you, Steve. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have wrote those books. I should get a cut. I never got nothing for writing your forward. Anyway, you know I love you, buddy. Happy birthday. Happy 50th. So straight from Yankee Stadium, here's your 50th birthday, half a century, you old bastard. Roll call. Happy.
Hi, Steve, Melia. It's your best buddy, Leandra. You know, the girl that you love. And I love you too. Buddy, happy birthday to you. Happiest of birthdays to you. Happy 50th birthday. I pray many, many more birthdays for you, my friend. I pray that God blesses you, that He keeps you, and He, keeps you in that hyper way that you're in. And I just want to, I'm thanking God again for you every day and your family, and thanking you for what you've done for us in this business. And most of all, I just want to tell you the things that I appreciate and I love about you. And so now I'm going to give it to you. And one of the things that I love about you is when you say, that just does something to me. And you know, buddy, when I saw you the first time in North Carolina, I was like, who's this guy? Because you know what? I saw someone else, a white guy, pulling up his crotch like Michael Jackson. I love it, Sam. I love it when you're under the influence and you're having a good time. You go all the way. And you know, the best part about it is no matter how much of a good time you have, you and your brother are usually the first ones at the conference the next day. So thank you, buddy. Thank you for being such a great influence in our lives, not in my life alone, but in the life of the rest of the team. And I'm glad to be part of the Melia family, so have the best birthday ever. God bless you, buddy. Thank you. Love you.
Hey, hi, Steve. Remember when you were 5 years old, how excited you were about your birthday? Well, just think about this. 10 times that amount of fun now. That is 17,250 days to reach your 50th. Now you have another half century to go. Wishing you a happy birthday. Love you lots.
La-di-da-di. What? The Steve Star. What's up, buddy? It's Big Daddy D, the Davester. I just wanted to say happy birthday to you. Wish we were at a show partying out or whatever, man, but can't do that right now, so let's just chill in Florida, catch some sun, do some rays. I love you, miss you guys, man. Pretty soon, man, we'll be back seeing shows with the Orange Dust. Right, Orange Dust? That's right, Dave. Happy birthday, Steve. Oh, Orange Dust. Love you, brother.
Hey, Steve, happy 50th birthday to you. And if anyone tells you that turning 50 is like the 7th inning stretch in a baseball game, they're wrong. At least they are for you. Because I know maybe you're in your 3rd, maybe your 4th inning. You got a whole lot more game left within you, brother. May God continue to bless you. Take care and keep on smiling. Bye-bye for now.
Hey Steve, happy birthday. Can't believe you're 50. That's absolutely crazy. It's Kristen. I was your college girlfriend, I think. You were my high school boyfriend, so I think I was your college. Let's see, you went to senior prom with me. If I'm correct, it was your 3rd prom, my 1st. But you know what they say, you always remember your 1st. Anyways, happy birthday, old man. Love you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Steve Melia. Happy birthday to you. I can't believe you're 50. It's pretty cool though. Happy birthday. I wish I could be there to spend it with you. And how special to be able to celebrate 50 years of life. Love you.
Hey Steve, happy birthday from the Bobster. Hope you have an awesome year ahead. Love you. Miss you. Bye.
Awesome. All righty. Well, those of you that are still with us, it is it was a marathon night, 2 hours and 10 minutes, so not too bad. Our goal was an hour 15, but I got my bobblehead here. I'm celebrating with, and while Mike was doing his roast, I went to the bathroom and made another drink. But seriously, everybody was great tonight. Thanks for the time and the energy and the preparation into it. And I look forward to, I don't know about another 50 years, but we will certainly go as long as we can. Here's to health, happiness, and all of you being part of my life. The thing that I feel I'm most blessed with are the people that I choose to call friends. And so I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you, and thank you for being here. And I don't know if you want to close. Jen, thank you. Jen, thank you. Jen, that was great. And that's it, guys. Appreciate everybody. Have a wonderful night. God bless. And for those of you that haven't talked to in a while, reach out. Let's reconnect. Let's start the party.